United. Sailors. All of us are sailors in the voyage across the sea that is the digital HR transformation. And we, as HR, we play a main role in these transformations. We are always on the boat, and many, many times we are the helmsperson taking charge of the rudder in order to take our crews to the disembarkation port, to take our citizens to the city that we are building across the sea. So we play with the winds. Winds matter for us. Our journey, I was lucky to be in Nissan for 29 years, and I was lucky to lead, together with other people, our digital HR journey. The last one we started in 2013. We set sail to a global digital HR ecosystem. We were working to implement Workday as our core HCM for all the management, for all the performance, for all the talent, for all the time. We were also implementing Cornerstone on Demand for our learning. Our footprint was big enough, more than 100,000 people all across 50 countries in 4 continents, all continents except Antarctica. We were going to be also to have some first. We love a sporty challenge, and we are going to have 2 first. First, in being a big Japanese corporation implementing this kind of software as a service systems. And well, you know, Japanese, we are special. We are not more complex, more difficult, but we have a strong culture, a strong way of doing. Also, we are going to be the first big manufacturer, auto manufacturer, in implement some of the Workday features, such as time tracking in so demanding environment as a plant manufacturing for cars. Also, we have some reef, of course, in our voyage. We have some stormy straits. We were moving from an archipelago of different regions and different countries, managing each one its own system, to a federation of continents of the different regions in the same global HR ecosystem, digital HR ecosystem. That represented joint global governance, and this, in a Japanese company, is not so easy. In a company where we operate a lot through the Nemabashi, the common agreement, to get this done in an agile way was a challenge. And we were going also to share staff, to share our resources, then to share our money across the regions to get just one system. Again, this is a cultural challenge, but also a managerial challenge. And we were going to have just one plan, because we were going in the same voyage, in the same trip across the seas. Single plan rather than regional or local plans, executions and operations. And we were moving to a software as a service platform. It was the end of the story to our own local canoes, very specific to each market. We are going to take off the shelf our portion and lease big sailboats such as Workday with millions of users using the same, applying the same processes, or Cornerstone on Demand. So we were going to change from the culture of writing very detailed specs for Germany to really use a very slight global configuration of these systems provided by Workday or by Cornerstones. We were going to apply their methodologies, no longer our beloved methodologies. We are used to do this first, this first, this first. No, we are going to apply their methodology. And for that, we needed new actors and new roles, vendor manager, tenant administrator, etc. It was a set of changes, so it was an enjoyable trip. We together made it happen. We had many, many days of success, but of course, we had some days of failures. And since then, I keep with me 3 precious gems that I want to share with you. First, engage each stakeholder from day one. Second, be pragmatical. Be pragmatical while deciding and while executing. And third, pave a smooth change for your citizens. Engage each stakeholder from day one. What we discovered that sometimes in some countries, in some plants, we struggled when we alienated our crews and our citizens. We sometimes understated the impact on their lives, on their business lives, on their careers. No, forget. We are going to do that alone. This is a simple change of technology. It was not like that. And also when we were imposing our solutions, I'm sorry, this is coming from the headquarters. In the headquarters, we have seen the truth, and we are going to implement the truth here, yes or yes. We have changed that. And now, as our rule, we are succeeding while we work together with all of our stakeholders from day one, when we really enable them, when we empower them, and when we engage them. And this is what we call engagement by design. Our citizens, we have to bring to them practicality and tangibility to their business lives, to their career lives. Enable them. Enable the plant manager. Of course, your night shift will be serviced by this system. Of course, when you get a local agreement with your local works council or your unions, this is going to be a top priority to configure for us, even if we are 8,000 miles out of here, because you need to be enabled with that. We are going to empower you. Of course, your plant supervisors, the people in the shop floor who manage a team of 15, will be able to exchange people among themselves directly through the system. We will validate, but please forget phone calls, emails, etc. We are going to empower them to take this decision. And for you, this change is going to be beneficial because you are going to own your career. You are going to manage your career interests directly in the system. Enable, empower, and engage. And same for our crews, for our teams. They are going to move to a global system. In this global system, they need to understand, of course, you are going to have robust business acumen. If not, you are not going to be able to implement a system in India if you don't understand how we sell cars in India, how we produce cars in Thailand. You are going to get effective training. This is a change. You are going to learn how Workday is configured, how you manage a cornerstone project. And you are going to have realistic exercises. We are going to start by this small operation in South Africa, that is a complete one. It's a complex one, but it's a small one. We are going to learn there, because it's a small one, no big impact. The decisions, this is a global project, but we cannot wait. You are not going to wait for decisions taken 3 days after in Yokohama or in Nashville. You are going to take the decisions in the team, inside the team, in your meetings, at the lowest level. And this is going to be good for your career. We are going to set together each individual target. They are going to be challenging for sure. This is an elite assignment, but they are going to be feasible. Engagement by design. Be pragmatical while deciding and executing. We did not reinvent the wheel. We have already very good tools embedded in our corporate DNA. In Nissan, we are good producing cars, Nissan Production Way. Every minute, all across the world, there are cars and cars getting out of the line with the right quality, cost, and delivery. Let's do that in the project. Let's apply the same. And also, we are good in putting cars in the market, new cars in just 36 months. So let's do the same. There, many functions work together to do that with a car. Purchasing, design, research and development, manufacturing, HR. Let's do the same. And this is what we applied. We very Japanese. Result comes first. Even if the process is not there, let's produce the car. Let's produce the implementation. Then we can learn. We can practically continuously improve this process. And very, very important, be flexible and resilient. We don't want to be strong trees that resist the wind until they break. We prefer to be junks. We are flexible with the wind, but eventually, always, we come up again. We have to be opportunistic in the positive way of opportunistic. Look, there is this plan in Indonesia. The managing director wants to have the system there, the sooner the better. Okay, let's go for that, even if it was not in our program. But then we are going to have a quick win, and we are going to learn from that, and we are going to have another win in our belt to show to the rest. And last but not the least, continuous PDCA, plan, do, check, act. Every morning at 8 o'clock, what are we going to do today? This, this, this. Every afternoon at 5, what have we done? We have achieved that, we have not achieved that. What are we going to do to achieve that? Let's see tomorrow again, PDCA, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. And as we have seen before, cross-functionality is a key. This digital HR transformation is not HR. It's an enterprise approach, even with people outside as the system integrators. So a strong partnership with them. And we sail the winds. Of course, we had some headwinds. We have typhoons in Asia. We have tornadoes in Texas. And what we did, again, to apply Nissan Production Way. To apply, okay, first of all, if we have a hole in the ship and the water is pouring inside, let's stop the water pouring inside, let's fix the hole, let's take the water out urgently. And once we have fixed that, and the ship is not going to sink, let's study what happened there. It was the map, it was the crew, it was the design of the ship, root causes and permanent solutions, and let's learn about that. Let's transfer to other units what you have learned to avoid that. And in some cases, of course, some hard decisions have to be taken. And we did that, but always, as we have seen before, fact-driven, not with the heart, but with the head. So, I have 3 main takeovers from this phase of execution. The first one, again, we have to be extremely end-user-centric. We have to ensure business continuity. We are HR. We cannot disturb the production of a plant, the development of a vehicle or a technology, or the sales. We are there to support. So business continuity is first. And second, maximize their user adoption, making lives easy for them. Invest in change management also, from day one. Be ready. Don't take them apart. No, we are going to do that, and we need your support, and we need to hear from you. Make them your allies, because then you will have more eyes, more ears, more arms, and more legs in the business. And third, and we discovered this in the hard way, plan and budget and get money for data protection. We are moving from our servers to a cloud with a data center wherever in the world. We are going to have there more than 100 companies, different companies, data, sharing the tenant, plan for that, plan for the security, plan for the lawyers, and they are expensive. And last but not the least, as I have said before, we are moving to software as a service. It's not the same. So transform at the same time your HR organization, your HR governance, how you take decisions to this new environment of off-the-shelf systems. And a smooth change, I will put just an example. When we were thinking that we were successful, we were relaxing, we have already implemented all across the globe, we found unexpected troubled waters there. It was a surprise. Many citizens were frustrated and reluctant to adoption. Again, we did the short-term fixes, but when we got for the root cause, we saw that we have implemented a state-of-the-art system, Workday plus Cornerstone on the van, fully integrated, but we kept around it our old, manual, fragmented, blurry, Excel-based system for managing the service to our users. And this was creating discomfort, this was creating resistance to change. That's why what we saw is that we needed a bridge to them. Even with the most perfect system, we need a bridge between the system, within us, and them. For the normal requests, such as producing a report or making a change in the organization that it's a bit complex, to really urgent matters. Look, my team has not been paid the overtime. The payroll is not okay, or I need to hire 400 people tomorrow. For all these points, we needed that bridge. And we built this 3-lane bridge through ServiceNow. We put a state-of-the-art tool that was case management, where any citizen or any crew can raise and manage each case comprehensively. We had 3 tiers of escalation there: local team first, with local language, with local knowledge, then regional one, and then at the end, tier 3, the very expert one, either in Yokohama or in Nashville or in India. Again, with this tool, we implemented that it has a strong, a robust and practical knowledge base where all the citizens can, and the crews can relearn and can share their experiences for that, for these cases. And we did that as a seamless envelope toward the cornerstone. ServiceNow is the envelope that provides service 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, in all time zones, from all the devices, not just the fortunate people that has laptop, but everyone that has a smartphone in the plant of wherever can access to us. So we build that bridge. And a part of that, we got, with this last implementation, a valuable byproduct. We learned to build in an agile way. And this was good. Software as a service was quite semi-agile because it's a big implementation. But this last part was the starting point for us, for a big corporation, a dinosaur corporation, while deploying systems, to learn to do in an agile way. So learning was always there. So, again, I will repeat my 3 precious gems with you. First one, engage each stakeholder from day one. Engagement by design. Second, be pragmatical while deciding, while executing, what we call sail the winds. And third, pave a smooth change for all your citizens. So build bridges between them and HR. But a part of all, and we are Mediterranean, please enjoy your sailing in your mind, but also in your heart, because it's a nice journey. As some Turkish writer says, many lives are wasted by just waiting for something good to come from the horizon, instead of going to the horizon and finding something good over there. Mehmet Muran İldan, apologies for my pronunciation. Gracias.